The Power of Personal Commitment to Excellence by Brian Tracy. The quality of a person's life will be determined by the depth of their commitment to excellence, no matter what their chosen field. Vince Lombardi. The starting point of great accomplishment is for you to break loose from the mental bonds that hold you back. Dreaming big dreams and setting big goals provide the starting point for thinking, seeing, and feeling yourself to be capable of achieving far more than you ever have before. How you think and feel about yourself is largely determined by how effective you feel you are in the important things you do, especially in your work or career. It is not possible for you to feel happy and confident as a person if you are not competent and capable in the areas of your life that are central to your personal identity. One of the most powerful ways for you to change your thinking about yourself is for you to commit to excellence. It is to make the decision, right now, to be the best, to join the top 10% in your field, no matter how long it takes. The very act of thinking of yourself as potentially excellent at what you do actually changes your mindset and improves your personality. It makes you happier and raises your self-esteem. You like and respect yourself more just by deciding to be the best. The market pays superior rewards only for superior performance. It pays average rewards for average performance and below average rewards, unemployment, and bankruptcy for below average performance. Today, the race is on in every area. Your competitors are more capable and determined than they have ever been before, and will grow even more so next year, the year after, and for the rest of your career. You have to run faster just to stay in the same place. The good old days. At one time, you had to be excellent to rise to the top of your field or market. Today, however, excellence is taken for granted. Today, you have to be excellent just to get into the market in the first place. Then you have to constantly improve, getting better and better, week by week and month by month, if you want to keep up with the competition. In every field, the top 20% of companies make 80% of the profits in that business or industry. The top 20% of salespeople make 80% of the sales and 80% of the income. The top 20% in every field enjoy most of the great rewards of money, pride, satisfaction, and reputation that go along with being the best at what they do. Your job is to join them as quickly as possible. The control valve on performance. Perhaps the most important quality of high-achieving men and women is ambition. They see themselves, think about themselves, and conduct themselves every day as though they were among the elite in their fields. They set high goals for themselves and continually work to exceed those goals. For them, quotas are minimums, not maximums. They look upon the accomplishments of everyone else as challenges to themselves to be even better. And so must you. The core of your personality is your level of self-esteem. Your self-esteem is a measure of how much you value yourself and how. Commit to excellence. 91. CCC_Tracy_6_90-117.QXD June 23, 03:2:48 p.m. Page 91. Much you think of yourself as an important and worthwhile person. Your self-esteem is the power source of your personality. It determines your levels of energy, enthusiasm, motivation, inspiration, and drive. The more you like and respect yourself, the better you do at everything you attempt. And the better you do, the more you like and respect yourself. Self-esteem and personal excellence reinforce each other. The better you do. Self-esteem and self-efficacy are the flip sides of the same coin of personality. You can genuinely like and respect yourself only when you know, deep in your heart, that you are really good at what you do. A sense of personal mastery is absolutely essential to a healthy human personality. Every single thing that you do in an excellent fashion boosts your self-esteem and makes you feel better about yourself. It makes you feel even more confident about performing at even higher levels. Achieving your full potential requires high levels of courage and confidence. Great success requires a continual willingness to move out of your comfort zone and to break the bonds of learned helplessness that hold most people back. The higher your self-esteem, the more powerful, positive, and determined you will become. The more you like yourself, the more willing you will be to take chances, step out in faith, and persist longer than anyone else. The better you become in your chosen field, the stronger and more confident you will become in every other part of your life as well. The absolute prerequisite. The fact is that it is impossible for you to be truly happy or successful until you know in your heart that you are very, very good at what you do. For this reason alone, you must resolve to overcome any obstacle, pay any price, and go any distance to achieve this level of excellence. You must set a goal to be among the top 10% of performers in your field, and then do whatever it takes to get there. Fortunately, getting to the top is easier than you think. The great majority of people seldom think about personal excellence. And if the thought crosses their minds, they quickly dismiss it and go back to average performance. Most of the people around you are content to do their jobs, for better or for worse, and then go out with their friends or go home and watch television. However, when you begin to make those extra efforts that enable you to excel, you will find that, like a runner going into a sprint, you soon move ahead of the pack of the average performers. Develop the winning edge. One of the most important of all success principles is the winning edge concept. This concept explains success and failure and has been demonstrated over and over. This principle says small differences in ability can lead to enormous differences in results. It seems that the top people in every field are usually just a little bit better than the average in the critical things that they do. But consistency in being a little bit better in your key skill areas eventually adds up to an enormous difference in results. In fact, all you need is to be about 3% better in each of the key result areas of your job to develop the winning edge. This edge enables you to move to the front in the race of life. Once you get a little ahead, you can then maintain and increase this gap through continuous self-improvement. You can continue to get better and better with learning and practice. With this strategy, you will soon emerge in the top 10% or even the top 5% of people in your field. Key result areas. Success in any job requires a minimum level of performance in one or more tasks or functions. These are the key result areas, KRAs, of the position. Key results areas are the tasks that you absolutely, positively have to do well to be successful in your overall job, whatever it is. As it happens, there are seldom more than 5 to 7 key result areas in any job, position, company, or area of responsibility. Your job is to identify the KRAs of your job and then make a plan to improve in each one. The reason they are called key result areas is because they are the essential skills necessary for you to do your job completely and well. A weakness in any one of them can hold you back from an excellent performance in your overall job. You are successful because of your strength in certain key result areas, but your weakest key result area determines the degree of effectiveness with which you will be able to use all the others. Your weakest key skill area largely determines your income. Identify your key skills. Each job or desired result can be defined in terms of the key skills necessary to achieve it. For example, there are 7 key result areas. In selling, a weakness in any one of them can hold you back from selling as much as you can. They are 1. Prospecting, 2. Establishing trust and rapport, 3. Identifying the customer's problem or need, 4. Presenting your product or service as the ideal solution to the problem, 5. Answering objections and concerns, 6. Getting agreement to proceed, and 7. Obtaining resales and referrals. If you perform well in all 7 of these areas, you will soon be at the top of your field. If you are poor in any area, your performance in that area will determine your income. In management, there are also 7 key result areas. They are 1. Planning, 2. Organizing, 3. Selecting the right people, 4. Delegating, 5. Supervising, 6. Measuring, and 7. Reporting, both upward and downward. If you are excellent at every key skill except for one, that one weakness alone will hold you back in your career as a manager. There are critical success factors in almost every area of life. 4. Example, there are 4 critical success factors that determine your physical health. They are 1. Proper diet, 2. Proper weight, 3. Proper exercise, and 4. Proper rest. Almost all of your health problems can be traced back to a problem or deficiency in one of these 4 areas. The starting point of personal excellence is for you to identify the key result areas of your job. Define them clearly and write them down. Make a list of the tasks, in order, that you must perform to get the results expected of you in your job. Evaluate your current performance in each of these key result areas. Where are you strong? Where are you weak? Be honest. Set standards of performance. If you want to lose weight, the first thing you do is weigh yourself. If you want to improve in any area, you first measure how well you are doing in that area today, and then use that as a baseline for improvement. Once you have determined the results that you absolutely, positively have to get to perform at your best in a particular aspect area of your life or work, you then give yourself a score of 1 to 10 in each key result area, with 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. You must be at a 7 level or above in each area to do your overall job in an excellent fashion. Wherever you are scoring 7 or below, you must set a goal to improve in that area. Always start your program of personal improvement where you can get the greatest result the fastest. This will invariably be in the key result area where you are the weakest. Identify your lowest scoring KRA and then make a plan to improve in this skill area as quickly as possible. Simultaneously, you develop a plan to gradually improve in each other areas where you are weak. Every step you take toward improving yourself in one of your key result areas will improve your results in your job. The better you get at your job, the more you will like and respect yourself. The more you like and respect yourself, the better you will feel. And the more energy and enthusiasm you will have. You will soon become unstoppable. Personal strategic planning. In the business world of the 20th century, it was generally agreed that corporations should conduct strategic planning on a regular basis. Individuals, though, were encouraged to set personal goals. In the 21st century, however, the situation is different. Today, each individual, just like a company, must engage in a regular process of personal strategic planning. In personal strategic planning, you view yourself as a business organization. With this perspective, you make more detailed, long-range plans for your goals and activities in every part of your life. Today, you must spend far more time thinking about your future than ever before. You must invest more energy and effort in analyzing and planning the steps you need to take to translate your future dreams into present realities. You must manage yourself better than ever before. You have to take complete control over everything that happens to you. Audience participation. Sometimes I ask my audiences, how many people here are self-employed? Usually, about 10 to 15% of the audience will raise their hands. I then stop the seminar and ask them again, how many people here are really self-employed? And then I wait. It doesn't take them very long. People look at each other and then back at me and then at each other again. Soon, one hand after another begins to go up. Eventually, everyone has his or her hands raised. Everyone realizes that they are all self-employed. The biggest mistake that you can make is to think that you ever work for anyone else but yourself. The fact is that you are always self-employed, from the time you take your first job until the time you retire. No matter who signs your paycheck, you are working for yourself. You are the president of an entrepreneurial personal services company with one employee, yourself. In the long run, as a result of the things that you do or fail to do, you determine how much you earn. If you want an increase in pay, you can go to the nearest mirror and negotiate with your boss. You determine your own income. People sometimes argue with me about this. They say that the pay structures in their business or industry are determined by factors over which they have no control. But then I point out to them that it was they who decided to go to work in that business or industry. And it is they who decide to stay there. They are in charge. They are on their own payroll. If you are not happy with any part of your work, it is up to you to change it. Benjamin Disraeli said, "Never complain and never explain." If there is a part of your work or personal life that you don't like, don't waste your time complaining about it. Instead, take action. As Shakespeare's Hamlet expresses it, take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. Seeing yourself as the president of your own personal services corporation requires that you accept total responsibility for everything you are, and everything you ever will be. This is an enormous thought for many people. It is both scary and exhilarating. Just imagine. You are where you are and what you are because you have decided to be there. Everything you accomplish for the rest of your life will be largely determined by the actions that you take or fail to take. You are responsible. You are in charge. You are in control. You are your own boss. And there are no limits except the limits that you allow the outside world to place on yourself and on your thinking. The aim of the strategy. When you begin thinking of yourself as a personal services corporation, you separate yourself from all those people who think they work for someone else. When you take charge of your career, you begin thinking in terms of personal strategic planning, just like a large business. You begin making plans for the long term. The parallels between corporate planning and personal planning are very similar. The purpose of strategic planning in a business is to achieve the highest return on equity, ROE, invested in the business. All strategic plans and tactics are aimed at reorganizing the resources and activities of the company in such a way that it achieves a higher rate of financial return on its resources than it was achieving before. In its simplest terms, strategic planning is aimed at increasing the ratio of outputs to inputs. All of the management practices popular today, such as restructuring, reorganizing, re-engineering, and reinventing, are aimed at improving the functioning of the organization so that it earns more money. They are aimed at increasing outputs and rates of return on equity, increasing your return on energy. If the return on financial capital is called return on equity, your personal ROE is your return on energy. Personal strategic planning is focused on organizing and reorganizing your life, restructuring and re-engineering your activities to increase the quality and quantity of rewards you get from the investment of the hours and days of your life in what you do. Let us say, for example, that you have decided that you want to double your income in the next 3 to 5 years. This is a reasonable goal that many people around you are already achieving. It is not that difficult to achieve. Simply put, to double your income, you merely have to double the value of your output relative to your input. You have to double the value of your contribution. Financial results come as the result of performing a function or producing valuable goods and services that someone is willing to pay for. If you want to increase the amount you get out, you have to make a plan to increase the amount you put in. Your area of excellence. What is the critical factor that determines the success or failure of any company? It is its competitive advantage, or area of excellence. Every company comes into being and survives because it has a unique capacity to offer the market something that is better in some way than anything being offered by its competitors. It stays in business as long as it continues to satisfy its customers in a particular area better than anyone else. The competitive advantage or unique selling proposition of a company determines its rate of growth, its level of sales, its profitability, and its very survival. Companies without a competitive advantage soon disappear from the marketplace to be replaced by other companies with clear, unmistakable, competitive advantages that customers can and will pay for. You are no different. As the president of a company of one, you, too, must develop and maintain a meaningful competitive advantage. You must develop an area of uniqueness. You must be absolutely content in the work that you do so that you can rise to the top of your field. Your choices and decisions about what your competitive advantage is and will be are the critical determinant of your financial success in your life and career. Succeeding the hard way. Some years ago, a friend of mine went to work for a stock brokerage firm. The recruiting and training program was highly technical and the sales training was virtually non-existent. When he finally got his brokerage license, he was given the yellow pages and told to begin dialing for dollars, phoning anybody he could get on the other end of the line and pitching them on his products. He soon learned that this was one of the hardest ways in the world to crack the professional sales field and make a living. One day he had a sudden insight that changed his career and eventually made him one of the top financial advisors in the country. He realized that his entire career, and everything that happened to him, his family lifestyle, his bank account, and his future, would be determined by how good he was on the telephone. So he made a decision to become absolutely outstanding at using the telephone as a prospecting and selling tool. He read every book he could find on effective telephone techniques. He took every course and studied every piece of information on the subject. He became so good at using the telephone that he could recognize 19 different kinds of hesitancy in the voice of the person he was calling. He developed appropriate responses to each one so that he could reassure his prospects and clients that what he was recommending was the right thing for them. Today, he earns more than $5 million per year buying and selling investments for his clients over the phone on a straight commission. Fully 99% of his business is done by telephone. And now by computer, email, and fax. He seldom meets his clients personally. But on the phone, he is a master communicator. He definitely and specifically identified and developed a competitive advantage that he used to move to the top of his field. What could it be? For you? Become a DOITTO yourself project. Here is an exercise. Complete this sentence. If I could really. Well, I could make all the money I wanted. Your job is to fill in the blank. What one skill, if you developed and did it consistently in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on your income? If you could wave a magic wand and be absolutely outstanding in any one part of your work, which part of your work would you choose? Whatever your answer, this is the key result area that you need to begin work on right away. All lasting success in your business or career will come as a result of your doing something extremely well, something that others value and are willing to pay for. And anything that anyone else can do in an excellent fashion, you can learn to do as well. Remember, everyone in the top 10% started in the bottom 10%. Everyone who is doing well today was once doing poorly. All of the people at the top of your field were at one time in some other field altogether. The way to get to the front of the buffet line of life, where all the good things are to be found, is simple. First, get in line. Make a decision to join the top 10%, no matter how long it takes. Second, stay in line. Once you start moving toward personal excellence, keep learning and practicing until you get there. Here's the good news. The buffet line of life is moving. It never closes. It is open 24 hours per day. Everyone who gets in line and stays in line eventually gets to the front. Nothing can stop you from getting into the top 10% except yourself. You are responsible. Clarify your competitive advantage. One of the first questions you ask of yourself is, what is my competitive advantage? What are you absolutely excellent at doing? What is it that you do better than almost anyone else in your business? What unique set of skills do you have that accounts for most of your success to date? Where are you really good? Your second question is, looking at the trends in my industry, what will my competitive advantage be in 3 to 5 years? If things continue on the way they are and you could project yourself 3 to 5 years into the future and look around, what will you need to be doing in an excellent fashion at that time? Many people have trouble answering both of these questions. They are not sure what their competitive advantage is today, and as a result, they have no idea what their competitive advantage will be in the future. If you are in this situation, you are in great danger of underachieving and even failing in your career. Your potential competitive advantage. Here is the next question. What should your competitive advantage be? If you could be absolutely outstanding in any one area, what should it be? If you're not sure, go and ask your boss or your coworkers. Ask them, if I was really good in any one skill, what one skill would have the greatest positive impact on my results? You usually know the answer to this question as soon as you ask it. If you are in doubt about the one skill that could help you the most, ask for advice and input from others. The people around you, especially your boss, can usually tell you quite quickly the answer to this question. Once you have the answer, you set the development of that skill as your new goal or target to aim at. You change your thinking in a very positive way in that area, and you begin to imagine that you have the ability to be absolutely outstanding in that one area. You write it down, set a deadline, make a plan, and go to work on improving yourself in that area. In no time at all, you will begin to develop the winning edge in your job that will enable you to move ahead of the crowd. Fire the staff. Some companies today are taking their people through an exercise that can be quite traumatic to their employees. They call everyone together, and then they fire the entire staff. They announce that they are going to be rehiring someone for each job, and each person can reapply for their job as though they were outside contractors. Presenting a proposal. This proposal for their jobs would include a description of what they intend to do, how they intend to do it, how much they would charge for their work, and how much the company would gain or save by paying them the salaries they are requesting for what they are proposing to do. As you can imagine, many employees are completely baffled when they are confronted with this exercise. The very idea of thinking through their current jobs and describing them in the form of a business proposal, along with a justification for why they should be paid the amount that they are asking, is an overwhelming task. Most people have never thought about their jobs in this way before. Finally, the boss adds one more detail. He tells them that they will each be competing against other people who will also be submitting proposals for the same jobs. Whoever offers the company the best deal or price will get the position. Determine exactly what you do. If you were put into this position and you had to write out a proposal for your job, starting with the most important and valuable things that you do for your company, how would you explain yourself? How would you sell yourself to your current employer? How would make a case for the kind of money you want to earn? What are your core competencies? What special talents and abilities do you have that make you valuable and set you apart from others? What should your core competencies be, or what could they be in the future? What is it that you do in such an excellent fashion that you are worth the kind of money that you want to earn? Your answers to these questions are essential to your success in your career. How good are you? There is a simple way to determine how good you are at what you do. Are you in great demand? If you are very good, people are continually trying to hire you away from your current employment. You receive regular job offers. If you are self-employed, you have more business than you can handle. You get a steady flow of recommendations and referrals from satisfied customers. When you are in demand, you have complete job security. You know that if something happened to your current job, you could walk across the street and get another job tomorrow. You never worry about the ups or downs in the economy because you always have far more opportunities than you can handle in a 24-hour day. When you reach this point, you will know that you are one of the very best in your field. You will feel terrific about yourself. You will have complete control over your future.